Hi fellow bibliophiles, and welcome back to Blatantly Bookish. I'm Marissa, and today I am here with a nonfiction library haul. Now, I did not think that I was going to participate in Nonfiction November initially because I was still working on my October Victorian Literature TBR, and I am still doing that. I have a lot more Victorian literature that I'd like to read, both this month and in my lifetime. But I've been watching your TBRs, and they have been excellent and inspiring and made me want to go do this library haul and look for some nonfiction books for myself as well. So I don't know how many of these I will actually get to read this month. I don't even know where to start with which book to read first because they are all intriguing. I just basically picked up as many as I could comfortably carry. So without further ado, here are the books. The first book I picked up is this one, A Secret Sisterhood, The Literary Friendships of Jane Austen, Charlotte Bronte, George Eliot, and Virginia Woolf, written by Emily Midorikawa and Emma Clair Sweeney, with a foreword by Margaret Atwood. Now, this is a book that explores friendship of female authors, which is something that isn't talked about too much. I think male authors and their relationships are focused on a little more in our society, and originally I thought this book was going to be about the female friendships between these authors, but it's actually just these authors and other writers that they are friends with. So still going to be very interesting. It's actually written by two writers and friends, of course, so I'm interested in looking at this one, especially since most of the authors on here were Victorian authors, and female Victorian friendship is something that is interestingly explored in many of the novels, so I'm looking forward to seeing it explored in the real lives of the female authors. The next nonfiction book I picked up is Merlin, and it is by Geoffrey Ashe. So you can see it's the prophet and his history. I don't know much about Merlin at all. I vaguely recollect that he had something to do with the Druids and King Arthur and Sword in the Stone and maybe Stonehenge. The author in the front cover posits that the myth and legends of Merlin were actually based on a real man, so I'm interested in hearing a little more about that and learning more about Merlin in general. So the next book that I picked up is one that is pretty popular on BookTube, so you've probably heard of it, and that is Hunger by Roxane Gay. This is her newest book, I believe, and a memoir by her, and it focuses on her relationship with her body and, I believe, some trauma that she's experienced in her past. She states, "I ate and ate and ate in the hopes that if I made myself big, my body would be safe." And that is something that I don't fully understand. I think that she viewed obesity and largeness as sort of a safety net and something that if she was bigger, people wouldn't pay attention to her. And to me, that sounds a little oxymoronic, and I'm really interested in hearing more of her point of view on that and just on her relationship with her body in general. I think this one's going to be a really hard-hitting book and worthwhile to read. So the next book that I picked up I heard of on somebody's TBR that I follow, but I can't quite remember whose. They did an amazing job of making it sound so interesting, and that is this book here, The Underground Girls of Kabul in Search of a Hidden Resistance in Afghanistan by Jenny Nordberg. So this book focuses on a male-dominated society. It leads to this phenomenon where girls are raised temporarily as men. It follows a bunch of different characters and their experiences with this phenomenon in Afghanistan. So it follows a female parliamentarian who sees no other choice but to turn her fourth daughter into a boy, a tomboy teenager who struggles with puberty and refuses her parents' attempts to turn her back into a girl, and a married mother of three after living for 20 years as a man, as well as an undercover female police officer. So I think this book is about a fascinating concept dealing with gender, and it's actually written by a reporter for the New York Times who uncovered this phenomenon for America, basically. So definitely interested in this one. And last but not least is a book that I heard about on Olive from the Book Olive's channel, and that is Cannibalism by Bill Schutt. It is about the taboo of cannibalism, the history of cannibalism, and how it is something that has been prevalent in human history. Kind of a gruesome but interesting read. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed my little selection from the library. Please help me decide which book to read first, because I probably won't have the time to read all of them this month, and they are due back to the library before the end of next month. I look forward to hearing about all of the books that you are reading in the month of November, whether they be nonfiction or fiction as well. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye!